Forget fancy restaurants. The best food in the world is often cooked on a cart, on a sidewalk, for pocket change. From spinning meat spits to sizzling charcoal grills and steaming carts on busy corners, this is where a country's real flavor truly lives, cooked by hand, fast, and full of soul. No white tablecloths, no reservations, just incredible food and a hungry crowd. Here's the most popular street food in every country. 1. Mexico, tacos al pastor. This is street food royalty. Marinated pork is stacked on a spinning vertical spit, a technique brought by Lebanese immigrants, then shaved onto small, warm double tortillas and topped with a slice of sweet pineapple, chopped onion, and fresh cilantro, finished with a squeeze of lime and salsa. The name means shepherd style, a nod to those Middle Eastern roots and the shawarma that inspired it. Sold on nearly every corner from dusk till late into the night, cheap, fast, and bursting with flavor, this is the taco that defines Mexican street eating. And for many Mexicans, no night out is complete without one. The taquero shaving the meat off the towering trompo with a knife, then flicking his blade up to catch a falling slice of pineapple in midair, is a piece of street theater all on its own, and a skill that takes years to master. 2. India Pani Puri. Maybe the most fun food on this entire list. A hollow, crispy shell is cracked open, stuffed with spiced potato and chickpeas, then filled with tangy tamarind water and popped into your mouth whole. It explodes with a rush of cool, spicy, sour, and crunchy all at once in a single bite, and you have to eat it instantly before the shell goes soft. Also known as golgappa or puchka, depending on which part of the country you're in, it's as much about the experience as the taste, the vendor filling and handing them over one by one, as fast as you can possibly eat them, keeping a running count. That signature blast of cool, spicy, sour water is unforgettable. Across India, this snack is a genuine national obsession, and everyone fiercely believes their own city's local version is the best. It's cheap, it's messy, and it's meant to be eaten standing right at the stall, popping one after another until you finally admit defeat. 3. Thailand, mango sticky rice. Thailand's streets overflow with incredible food, but this sweet icon stands out. Warm, glutinous rice is slow-soaked in rich, sweet, salty coconut milk and served alongside slices of perfectly ripe, golden mango that practically melt in your mouth. The rice is drizzled with even more coconut cream and sometimes a sprinkle of crunchy mung beans on top. Sweet, creamy, and refreshing all at once, especially in the tropical heat, it's sold from carts everywhere. In recent years, it exploded into a worldwide sensation, even name-dropped in a hit song that sent people hunting for it across the globe. During mango season, the stalls selling it are everywhere, and Thais will happily queue for the vendor known to have the ripest, sweetest fruit. 4. Japan, Takoyaki. Straight from the street stalls of Osaka, these are little golden balls of batter with a piece of tender octopus hidden inside. Cooked in a special dimpled cast-iron pan, they're brushed with a sweet savory brown sauce, drizzled with creamy mayo, sprinkled with seaweed, and crowned with bonito flakes that wave and dance in the rising heat. You'll find them sizzling at festivals and night markets, the vendor flipping each ball with a little pick to get it perfectly round. They come served scorching hot, so locals warn you to let them cool or risk burning your mouth. Crispy outside, molten and gooey inside, takoyaki are impossible to eat just one of. Osaka is so proud of them that the city is often called the nation's kitchen, and many homes even own their own takoyaki pan to make them at parties, everyone gathering around to flip their own and burn their fingers in the process. 5. Vietnam, Banh Mi, a delicious souvenir of history. The French left behind the baguette, and Vietnam perfected it. That crackly, airy baguette is split and packed with rich pâté, grilled or roasted meat, pickled carrot and daikon, cucumber, fresh cilantro, and a hit of chili, then finished with a savory sauce. The magic is in the contrast, the airy crunch of the bread against cool herbs, tangy pickles, and rich, savory fillings. It's cheap, portable, and endlessly customizable. What started as a colonial leftover became a national treasure, and today, banh mi is loved in cities all over the globe. Every vendor guards their own secret recipe for the pate, the sauce, and the pickles, and a truly great banh mi cart can build a fiercely loyal following that lasts for generations, with regulars returning to the same corner for decades. 6. United States, the hot dog. Simple, iconic, and everywhere. A juicy steamed or grilled sausage is tucked into a soft, pillowy bun, then loaded with mustard, ketchup, onions, relish, sauerkraut, or whatever combination you can dream up. New York City alone has thousands of hot dog carts, a fixture of the streets as iconic as the yellow taxis. Everyone has their own way of dressing it, and cities argue endlessly over the right toppings. Sold on busy corners and at every ballpark in the country, the humble hot dog is pure, fast, all-American street food. It even has its own eating contests and a fierce debate that never ends. Is a hot dog technically a sandwich? Americans will argue about it forever. 7. Turkey Simit. Walk any street in Istanbul and you'll see them stacked high on red carts, rings of bread crusted in toasted sesame seeds. Often called the Turkish bagel, Simit is dipped in grape molasses before baking to give it that deep color and shine, leaving it crunchy outside, soft and chewy inside. And incredibly cheap. Vendors carry towering trays of them balanced on their heads or pile them high on wheeled carts, calling out to the crowd. It costs next to nothing, which is part of the charm. Turks grab one for breakfast, a quick snack, or any time of day, almost always paired with a hot glass of black tea. There's even a slightly sweeter version eaten with cheese and jam. And for many Turks, the smell of fresh, warm simit drifting from a street cart is the smell of the morning commute, of ferries, and of the city itself waking up. 8. China Jianbing. One of China's most beloved breakfasts, made fresh in seconds. A thin grain batter is spread into a giant circle on a hot griddle, an egg is cracked and smeared across it, then it's painted with savory and chili sauces, scattered with scallions and cilantro, and folded around a sheet of crispy fried cracker for crunch. The whole thing is made to order in under a minute, folded up, and handed over in a paper wrapper to eat while walking. Every region has its own twist on the fillings and sauces, some sweeter, some spicier, but the crispy crunch of that folded cracker inside is the heart of it everywhere. Hot, crispy, and savory all at once, Jianbing is the go-to morning fuel for millions of people rushing to work across China. It's over 2,000 years old by some accounts, said to have once fed marching armies, and watching a skilled vendor spread, crack, flip, and fold the whole thing in a matter of seconds is genuinely mesmerizing. 9. Italy, Arancini. From the island of Sicily comes this golden marvel. Saffron-tinged risotto rice is packed around a filling of meat ragu, molten cheese, or peas, rolled into a ball, coated in breadcrumbs, and deep-fried until it forms a shatteringly crisp golden shell. The name means little orange, because that's exactly what they look like, golden and round. Legend says they date back over 1,000 years to Sicily's Arab rulers. Crispy on the outside, warm and creamy inside, arancini are the perfect handheld snack, sold in bakeries and street stalls all across Italy. Sicilians take them so seriously that different towns argue over the correct shape, round or cone-shaped, and the right filling to use. 10. Greece Souvlaki. The taste of a Greek summer. Small pieces of marinated pork or chicken are threaded onto skewers and grilled over open flames until charred at the edges, then often wrapped in warm, fluffy pita with tomato, onion, a handful of fries, and creamy, garlicky tzatziki sauce. The smell of the grilling meat drifting down a Greek street is unmistakable, drawing in hungry crowds. It's been eaten in some form since ancient Greek times when skewered meat was grilled over coals thousands of years ago, making it one of the oldest street foods on this entire list. Cheap, filling, and packed with Mediterranean flavor, souvlaki is what Greeks reach for day and night. Whole streets in Athens are lined with grills serving it late into the night, the coals glowing, and locals all have their one favorite spot they'll defend fiercely to anyone who dares suggest another is better. 11. South Korea, Tteokbokki. Bright red and impossible to resist. Chewy, cylinder-shaped rice cakes are simmered in a glossy, sweet, and spicy gochujang chili sauce until they turn soft, sticky, and coated in fiery red. You'll spot it bubbling away in huge orange trays at street stalls, the steam rising in the cold air. It's often loaded up with fish cakes, boiled eggs, and scallions. Served piping hot, especially in winter, this fiery comfort food is a Korean street staple and a favorite of every single generation. It's the ultimate comfort snack after school or a long night out, sold from steaming carts on cold streets, and it appears so constantly in Korean dramas and films that it single-handedly made the rest of the world crave it too. 12. Brazil Coxinha. Shaped like a little teardrop, this is Brazil's snack time champion. Soft, buttery dough is wrapped around a filling of shredded, seasoned chicken, sometimes with a creamy cheese center, then breaded and fried to a perfect golden crunch. The clever teardrop shape is said to imitate a chicken drumstick, the food it was originally created to resemble. It's a fixture at parties, bakeries, and street stands alike. Golden, crunchy, and full of savory chicken, Coxinha is the bite Brazilians grab on the go all day long. You'll find it stacked in the window of every corner bakery and served at every birthday party in the country. And many Brazilians will swear that the very best ones are made by a grandmother's hands, not bought from a shop. 13. Argentina. Choripan. Simple, smoky perfection. A fat, juicy chorizo sausage is grilled slowly over an open flame, split butterfly style down the middle so it crisps, tucked into crusty bread, and smothered in vibrant, garlicky, herb-packed chimichurri sauce. Argentines are famously obsessed with grilled meat, and the choripan is its most casual, hands-on form. The bright, herby punch of the chimichurri cuts right through the rich sausage. It's the soul of Argentine street food, sold outside football stadiums and at every roadside grill in the country. Before a big match, the smoke and smell of choripan grilling fills the air around the stadium, as much a part of the game day ritual as the football itself. 14. Nigeria. Suya. The spicy king of West African street food. Thin strips of beef are threaded onto skewers, coated generously in a bold, nutty, fiery spice blend called yaji, then grilled over glowing coals until the edges char and the spices toast into a smoky crust. The yaji spice mix, built around ground peanuts, ginger, and chili, is the secret that makes it unforgettable. The smell of suya grilling draws crowds to roadside stands after dark. Fiery, smoky, and deeply addictive, it's best enjoyed hot off the coals, wrapped in paper with sliced raw onions and extra spice. The suya seller, or my suya, is a fixture of Nigerian nightlife, working late into the evening beside a glowing grill. And gathering around that grill to eat it hot with friends is a cherished social event in itself, not just a meal. 15. Indonesia. Satay. And we end where these skewers were born. Bite-sized pieces of marinated chicken, beef, or goat are threaded onto thin bamboo sticks, grilled over glowing charcoal until caramelized at the edges, and served with a thick, rich, savory-sweet peanut sauce for dipping. Vendors fan the glowing charcoal as the skewers sizzle, filling the air with an irresistible smoky aroma. It's served with rice cakes and that thick, nutty peanut sauce for dipping. Smoky, sweet, and utterly addictive, satay grew so beloved it spread across all of Asia and beyond. But Indonesia remains its true home. There are dozens of regional versions across its thousands of islands, each with its own marinade, meat, and sauce, and the rhythmic sound of the vendor fanning the coals as sweet smoke pours off the grill is completely unmistakable, drawing hungry crowds from streets away. So there you have it, the street food that rules every country, all cooked fresh on the sidewalk for a fraction of the price of a restaurant. From spinning meat in Mexico to smoky skewers in Nigeria, the world's best flavors are found not behind a fancy door, but out on the street, made fresh in front of you. Every single one of these has fed millions of people for pennies, kept late-night crowds happy, and carried the taste of home for entire generations. Street food isn't just cheap and fast, it's the beating heart of a country's food culture. The flavors people grow up on and never forget. So the real question is, which one of these would you eat first? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. If this made you hungry, hit subscribe, because we break down the world exactly like this every single week. And to see the most eaten meal in every country, click the video on your screen right now.